It starts in Seattle, February 3rd, 1992. Gary Payton and Monique welcome a son and give him his father's name. Gary Payton, the glove, will go on to 9 All-Star appearances, 2 All-NBA first-team nods, and a title. The kid grows up around giants, Shawn Kemp detonating rims, LeBron James brushing past in hallways, greatness worn like a familiar jacket. And yet the boy wants none of the shadow. He prefers his middle name, Dwayne. He doesn't beg for one-on-one with his dad. His father doesn't push, afraid to crush the spark before it catches. The dream won't be inherited. It has to be discovered. It happens late, senior year at Spring Valley. With family and mentors nudging him toward what he already does well, defend, fly, compete, Gary leans in. He admires his mother's gifts, learns from his father's mind, and begins to stitch a game that is unmistakably his. Then life adds a hurdle. Dyslexia. Grades fall short. Division I interest fades. A stop at Westwind Prep is supposed to fix it until the NCAA flags the school and wipes the slate clean. No shortcuts now. 2 years of junior college first, then we'll see. Salt Lake Community College becomes the crucible. He arrives raw. He leaves a force. By his sophomore season, he's a 6.2 guard averaging 14.1 points, 7.9 rebounds, 3.8 assists, 1.9 steals. Shell defense is his favorite drill, and his team repeats as conference champions. He's player of the year and tournament MVP. The jump to Division I is earned, not granted. Oregon State is a reunion with history. December 14th, 2014, a box score turns into a family echo. 10 points, 12 rebounds, 10 assists, 6 steals. A Beavers triple-double. The last man to do that in Corvallis? Gary Payton, Sr. The parallels keep stacking. Like his father, he wraps up scorers as if his hands were a mitt. Unlike his father, he adds a freakish vertical and a 6'8" wingspan that lets him do absurd things for a guard, like blocking 7 shots in a single game. The steals pile up. He finishes with the second most in the nation and takes home Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year. The best achievement is quieter. Father and son repair what needed mending, but scouts circle the flaws. Point guard reads, inconsistent. Assist-to-turnover ratio, 1.7 to 1. Shooting, 29% from deep as a junior. He goes back for one more year, dunks on everybody, wins Pac-12 DPOY again, bumps the ratio to 2.23, reaches the NCAA tournament, and still, at 31% from 3, he's neither a clean 1 nor a clean 2. The 2016 draft ends without his name. Houston gives him a 3-year deal and summer league minutes. The same problems resurface. He's cut before opening night. Down. To the development league he goes. Rio Grande Valley gives him runway. He averages, adjusts, and then detonates. 51 points against the South Bay Lakers with his father in the stands, 7 for 12 from deep. Proof of concept. But when Milwaukee calls late in the season, the directive is blunt. Do not shoot. He obeys, even on wide open looks. When he must, he goes 2 for 21 from 3. The label calcifies. Los Angeles signs him to a 2-way the next year. With South Bay, he's green-lit and fires 26% from deep. The number shrinks. The doubt grows. January 2019 brings a turn. Back with Rio Grande, he hangs 31 on the Memphis. Hustle, 4 made threes, 7 boards, 2 steals, then signs a 10-day with Washington. First real minutes, he plays 12, scores 11, swipes 3, and shows a league that he's become an elite off-ball mover. He knows when to cut, where to lurk, how to turn a defender's head and slip behind it. He's cut anyway. He goes back, wins a G League title with Isaiah Hartenstein, shoots 25% from 3, and gets overlooked again. He doesn't stop. A 38-point outburst against the Stockton Kings forces another Washington stint. December 23, 2019, at Madison Square Garden. Running on a red-eye, he checks in and the game flips. An 18-3 run in his minutes, the ripple effect of a defense that tilts the floor. The league notices, then the world shuts down. The next season, he's with Toronto's affiliate, ripping 2 games with 7 steals, hammering dunks, and claiming G League Defensive Player of the Year. The shot craters to 17% from 3. Doors stay closed. One franchise keeps staring at the right things. Bob Myers wants to know what a player can do, not what he can't. Golden State calls. April 14, 2021, on a 10-day against Oklahoma City, Steve Kerr finally lets him loose. 9 minutes, 10 points, 4 steals, 1 block. The clock runs out. Silence. Then a lifeline, a non-guaranteed deal through 2021-22. He spends the summer in their gym, posters Delano Banton in Vegas, gets cut before camp, swallows it, and keeps showing up. 4 days later, he beats out Avery Bradley for the 15th spot. The contract remains non-guaranteed through January 10th. Every day is an audition. November 3rd, Charlotte. He checks in and hunts. Closeouts, strips, chases, the kind of defense Klay Thompson admits he could watch all night. 2 nights later against New Orleans, the other half of the plan reveals itself. Kerr turns him into a guard screener, slipping behind defenses that are terrified of Steph. Layups bloom. Kickouts become oxygen. And this time, freed from the old bands, he shoots without. Apology. Miss, rise and fire again. By the midpoint of the season, he's at 41% from 3, the contract locks in, and the Warriors roll to 53 wins and the 3 seed. The playoffs are a showcase in compression. Against Denver, he bodies guards, bothers Nikola Jokic, sneaks. Along baselines so sly he steps out of bounds to hide, then reappears for layups. In the Game 5 closeout, as the Nuggets claw and Curry unveils night, Payton buries 2 fourth-quarter threes and sprints away. In the Memphis series, Kerr starts him to tangle with Ja Morant. He screens and slashes and trades chest blows with one of the league's most electric players until he's hammered midair and lands broken. The elbow might end his postseason. He grits through rehab while his team keeps marching, past Memphis, past Dallas, back to the NBA Finals. June 5, 2022. Game 2. He checks in and takes a scary spill. The crowd inhales. A few possessions later, he's back up, scoring, swiping, tilting. The series swings. Game 5 in Boston, he pours in 15 with 5 rebounds and 3 steals, a street fight performance in a chess match. A few nights later, confetti rains. Gary Payton II, once told not to shoot, is an NBA champion. The next chapter is stranger. He signs in Portland, 3 years, $28 million, and undergoes abdominal surgery. October arrives, he isn't ready. January 2nd, 2023, he debuts. He pops on the injury report again. Ankle, calf, even whispers about the mental grind of recovery. February 8th, he starts against his old team and drops 9. 2 days later, he's traded back to Golden State. A medical exam sparks controversy about pain-killing injections and readiness. Denials follow. The fact remains, he isn't fully right. The Warriors' title core phrase, his playoff flurries against the Lakers, 15 in Game 3, 13 in Game 4, aren't enough. The next year is worse. Injuries stack, the postseason vanishes, and still the door keeps cracking open. As the 2024-25 deadline approaches, good news finally cuts through, a healthy GP2. In a mask against a former team, he hangs a career-high 26, splashing 4 of 6 from deep. Golden State looks ready to make noise again, until Game 1 of the second round, when Steph Curry suffers a hamstring injury that shifts the series. The Warriors gut out the opener. Anthony Edwards and Minnesota take the rest. The smile, wide, defiant, flickers in and out as his future blurs. Yet the legacy keeps building off the court. The GP2 Foundation turns his hardest struggle, dyslexia, into someone else's lifeline, paying for diagnoses and support he once needed himself. For a kid who once asked to be called Dwayne to escape a shadow, that might be the most important thing he's ever done. This is what belief looks like when it refuses to die. A non-shooter who learned how to score without shooting. A non-point guard who learned how to move an offense without holding the ball. A cut, a screen, a steal, a skyward finish. And one green light, finally, when a coach looked past what he wasn't and amplified everything he was. What's your favorite GP2 moment? The 51 in the G League, the finals return, the mask game, the head scratch after a poster, or simply the grind that got him here? And do you think this version of his game has another run left in it? Drop your take below, and if you want more stories like this, like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next one.